Everyone, welcome back to another video here on my Sorare channel for our rewards. We will be collecting and looking at game week 80 rewards, which we actually managed to do very well in. Not a ton of promotions. We got one. I believe we have 2 relegations, maybe 3. No, just 2 in contender, which was tough. We had some goaltender DMPs this weekend, which was really unfortunate. And then our contender rare is looking a little glib, to be honest. I'm going to talk about that in a little further down. We did win some MLS cash, obviously, for our MLS Road to Glory. It says 330. For some reason, I don't think it shows the bonus points you get. We're going to look at the lineups because our MLS lineup did do pretty well. So we won $5 from the MLS plus the 3 from the streak. So it's an $8 cash reward, 3 essence and rare. I think we crafted the last video, but I was going away to Boston, so I didn't end up showing it, which is unfortunate. I do apologize. And then 1 box. Not going to be a crazy long video today. If you haven't seen it, you don't read the blog post, there is this kind of cool retro style these retro style MLS cards that are coming, which I think I might be purchasing if they give you some essence for the Road to Glory. As you can see, we're up to $43 with $10 in market credit, and I have 10 days left. So I'm hoping that there are some instant buys for these cards, and we're able to instant buys for these cards. Wow. And we're able to get this a little underway here. Unfortunately, none of these guys play, so we're not going to be able to get any decisives for this upcoming game week. But taking a look back at our rewards, so our underdog lineups did okay. I thought Gakpo for Liverpool would do a little bit better. He did, I think, miss. No, so I guess there was a strike in, I think, the first half where he just kind of cut across the box and curled it wide. I don't really know if that would be a missed chance because the goalie did have to full stretch. But I guess if it's not a save, it doesn't count. Otherwise, Stojankovic played well for cash, and then Taferner and El Mali both played really well. So not bad there. Luis Mayo normally has some pretty decent AA. I've talked about his scores before. They are just look at this. Good, horrible, good, horrible, good, and then average. So I thought maybe the run of form we were going to get lucky. Gutierrez the same. He's a forward. Now he plays at left back. No idea why. But a lot of the times he does potentially come up with some really good AA. He didn't. And then Gonzagi did not play. Obviously, it's the end of the season. A lot of different players came in, so it's kind of a ongoing theme for this week. The MLS lineup in question right here. So, it doesn't count the 55 points that we got, right? So 333 plus 55 is just in it. Well, no, technically, that math doesn't even add up to this. So I don't really know where we went wrong here, but again, team played really well. I was hoping maybe for a Baron-Halter decisive, and then Lozano as our captain was tough. So we could have pushed into, the 400 range with a different captain. It wouldn't have helped. I don't think we would have gained 18 points. But nonetheless, as you can see, if you watch my Sorare video or my MLS videos, we've gone back to one team, and we're going to stay there for a while. Also, pardon my voice. I was at my sister's graduation this past weekend, and I've completely lost it. So I'm really raspy. And then our rare lineup, Bamba hasn't been scoring a lot. Moreno has been doing very well. He is our ongoing captain at almost every game week. Stuvers kind of came back into form. Obviously, a 0-0 draw was really good. Having these two kind of playing against each other, but I wanted good rewards from both. And then Zawadiski played well. Great AA. A midfielder that plays as a center back is going to get, he has a double-double. So I'm going to be getting at least hopefully 8 to 10 points in defending, which really boosts the rest of his play because he does, weirdly enough, kind of command the pitch when there's a lot of possession, even though they're in a 3-back. So it does work out well. Other than that, Messi has been a incredible letdown the last couple of weeks. If we want to take a look at him, he has not been the same. Obviously, okay, this game, yes, he did score 87, but you know, we're not hitting this. We are not hitting these crazy scores. It was really good at the start, don't get me wrong, but it's just not, it's not the same. Actually, technically 62 and 66 are very far apart. This is the last MLS game week from last season. So yeah. However, we did have some lineups where, you know, having Vass in play could have really helped, right? Only 37 points away from a reward. He plays, all he's got to do is make a couple saves and not, you know, even with 2 goals scored, you know, he's still not in a negative decisive. Our contender boys in rare have not been doing great. Their value is still pretty high. What I've been thinking about doing is potentially selling off some of these players and maybe running a second MLS rare lineup. The reason being is I just think the MLS is easier to predict who's playing, and a lot of my contender rare cards that are supplementary, if we want to quickly take a look, are going to be gone. They're leaving due to the fact that the leagues are over, right? So Edward, he won't play for another month, 2 months, I guess. So we're only going to have a couple games here, which is unfortunate, but he was picked up really cheap. And this card is maybe somebody that if he's going to continue to do well, we might flip. The cards I'm talking about are, I guess they're not bought anytime soon. So we have Marcel, we have Otar, we have Calvo, and do we have one more? Do we sell? No. So I think it's these 4 or these 3, I guess. Who Otar is the best midfielder in the Australian League. Marcel Bifas has been doing okay. Nothing crazy, but as an under 23, you know, when he comes back into the European competitions, he's going to be worth something, so there's no reason to sell him now. And then Calvo is insane, but I'm 90% sure there are no more fixtures for him. Unless no, he's still got 2 more, but it's one of those things where I have a lot of, not a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, sorry, but you know, we have Solari, we have Sosa, Oberdan I don't think is playing this week. He is injured. So we have some good cards that just aren't performing well. Lingard, not performing very well. Hosoya is now a substitute, so it's kind of tough with him. Akito, like, his scores were great when we bought him, and now he's just kind of, you know, dwindling down here. So it's one of those things where we've purchased some cards for cheap, just trying to mix and match guys, and if this doesn't progress, I think we're going to look to sell and then start slowly buying a new MLS rare lineup. Most notably, we would need a goalie, and then we'll, you know, go from there with upgrading and using our extra cards, maybe like Ream, even though he's not doing well. Maybe Schaffelberg can play a couple games. Campbell hasn't been playing, he is injured. But when he comes back, he can go in as a defender, and then Emika, we don't normally play as our secondary midfielder spot. So it's one of those things where sometimes I'm playing in contender, or sorry, sometimes I play in all-star instead of contender so I can use some extra MLS cards, but unfortunately it's just not going the way I want to, and unless we get relegated and potentially get some luck in Division 3 or Division 2, it's just not looking very good. I thought it was going to be one of those things where contender was going to be the right play this year, playing it in rare versus playing it in season. I think I was wrong. That's why we do have a lot of the in seasons, most notably from the specialty lineups for the K League and the J League that happened a couple weeks ago. So I'm not sure where that's going to go with rewards. I hope rewards don't, take a downturn. But right now, my my money is going to be going towards in-season limited for MLS, and then rare for either contender or for the MLS. I just think contender, we're not going to get enough money back, and I might potentially start looking to fund cards for the European season. There will be videos out for that probably a couple weeks after the European season is concluded, once players start to move, transfers happen, free agency and all that stuff. Free agency, like this is hockey. Free agents start to sign for different teams. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So in the summer, it's always difficult, but I do think that winning rewards in the summer can be very, very, I know it's going to sound corny, but rewarding. So let's just rip into this. Probably going to get one essence. Might be able to craft. I'm actually not sure. Oh, we have 19. You've got to be kidding. Did we have 19 before? All right, so we're on 6 and we're on 19. So next video, we more than likely will be able to craft. We will have a video on the anniversary cards if I pick any up, and then I don't play lucky loser. So the super rare essence is not for me. But in this game week, I am very much hoping we can hit this decisive for some cash. We either need Johnson or Diallo to score. I'm 90% sure it counts. I don't think you have to be playing in the European or the Europa lineup. This says here a goal in the final in any, right? So if Brendan Johnson or Diallo want to score this weekend, that'd be great. But hopefully you enjoyed your video. Hopefully your rewards were a little bit better than mine. We were going to be, I was going to talk about potentially a purchase today and some XP that we are going to slap on some cards. But for right now, we're not going to be talking about that. It'll be rolled over into my MLS video that will be in a couple days once we make the new lineup. So have a good rest of your day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Press the out. Peace.